Hey, I'm Joe Child. I graduated from Newnan High School in 1963. I came back to Newnan High School in 1998. That was school year 98-99 as a beginning school teacher at the age of 56 years old.
Why did you come back to Newnan High School?
I had been in the corporate world for a long time, and my last job was with ESPN, and my wife said, "We've had enough corporate. Why don't you try something else?" And I thought, well, what could I do? And she said, "You'll be a school teacher." And that's pretty much how it came out. And I never thought that that would be my role, but I have enjoyed my entire time at Newnan High School.
Was there many teachers still here that may have taught you?
There is one teacher here named Barbara Landreth, or Barbara Andrews Landreth, who was here. She was a freshman teacher when I was a senior. I've never worked with Barbara. I've never had her as a teacher, but I surely respect her time at Newnan High School. She has been a wonderful loyalist.
What's the most challenging aspect of your job?
My situation is I'm in special education, and I teach in a collaborative setting with special ed students and regular ed students in different environments. By that, science, math, English, social studies. The challenge is just to keep up with the courses.
What part of the job do you enjoy the most?
Just being around the kids, that's the main thing. It's kind of interesting. I'm getting close to my 7th decade, and it's kind of fun to be around young people.
What's the biggest changes you've seen since you were in high school till today?
Well, it's pretty significant for me in the fact that when I left Newnan High School, we were an all-white high school. Integration had not happened, and I very honestly didn't even know where another high school was that would have had black students. And now I, look out over the student body, and I see all these young children, and I'm just delighted to see that transpired in my lifetime.
What's the relationship between Newnan High School and the community, and is that significant?
Well, Newnan High School has always been the flagship school of the county. I can remember in high school, Western High School was in, and I think they might have had 300 or 400 total students. I don't think East Coweta had quite become a high school yet. Of course, Northgate was not. So Newnan's always been sort of the school, a public high school in the county, and its relationship is extremely important. Now that we've got multiple high schools, it's another category as far as the city is concerned versus the county, but still, it's vital to the community. The community is vital to Newnan High School.
Do you recall any historical events when you were a student or when you were a teacher that have occurred while you were at Newnan High School?
Well, thinking back, I can still remember I was in a science lab just across the hall from where this interview is, and we were in the process of entering the space race. The Sputnik had been up, and I can remember that we stopped class, we turned the radio on to listen to the launch of the Mercury rockets, and all that was a big go up and come back down again. But it was memorable. I mean, it was very important. The next thing, I was not in high school. I had just graduated, of course, was the assassination of John Kennedy, and then the assassination of Martin Luther King. But at high school, I can remember very clearly the incident of 9/11. I was ordering a banner for the high school for, Newnan High School homecoming this Friday night. And I was on the phone with the vendor, and someone came in and said that the plane had crashed into the World Trade Center, and I asked the fellow that I was on the phone with, had he seen it, and he said he was watching on television. So I can remember that day. It was really quite emotional. I mean, you didn't know what to say to the kids, and it was quite an experience.
What's made Newnan High School always a special place to go to school?
You know, I think one, it's just always had that good home feeling. I mean, we have lots of families that are generational. All of my children have gone to high school here. All of my wife's family has gone to school here. There's something about that, oh, I remember you, or we had your dad, you know, when I was here. It's just that home feeling, and but we're growing up, and it's you know, we have an influx of a lot of different people, and it's exciting too. But it's just that home thing about the, you know, they used to be called the Tigers back in my days. We were the Newnan Tigers, and now we're the Newnan Cougars, and that came with the integration. But it's still home, and it's still great, and you know, we support, the community supports the high school, and the high school absolutely is part of the community.